as you're lying here, I'm just going to share a couple of things with you. I'm going to get a little closer so that you can hear me. So make yourself comfortable. Maybe use a blanket underneath your knees. We'll do some nice stretches to begin from your back, but we're going to start with some breathing and just lying here for a few moments so I can share this with you. As the moon, okay, first of all, I want to back up and just say, as an Ayurvedic practitioner and living my life the Ayurvedic way, the best I can, and sharing with others, I feel a lot of my work is to bring a better relationship to nature and nature's cycles. I think in our culture, and maybe even a lot of the other places in the world, we're losing that connection. And this has a lot to do with why we're having so much trouble with so many areas of our lives and our health. So my work is to just bring a little bit more of that awareness back into your lives and anyone else who wants to take my class. I feel very passionate about it. So as we're coming off of this full moon, it's especially powerful during the fall time. As the moon wanes and sheds its fullness, we too consciously release what we no longer need and boldly embrace this new season that we're entering. The harvest moon represents hard work and perseverance. We should acknowledge how far we have come personally in our own lives. Embrace the rewarding and perhaps bittersweet energy of endings. The harvest moon marks a completion of a cycle and the need to honor and surrender what is depleted to the nourishing mulch of time. May the harvest moon light our paths as we embark on this journey of reflection. So we will have this autumnal theme today to keep us grounded as we enter this new season. So we'll prepare for this 3-part yoga breath as you're lying down on your back. And the 3-part yoga breath is breathing in for about 2 counts in the lower belly, and then 2 more inhales into the ribs, and the final 2 into the upper chest, clavicle, and head region. So we will break that breath up, inhaling from the lower belly, fill up for 2 part, and then 2 more part into the ribs, the final 2 into the upper chest and clavicle, and then exhaling from the upper chest, ribs, and then lower belly. So let's begin that on your own whenever you're ready. We'll breathe in for 2, and then 2 into the ribs, 2 into the upper chest and head, and then exhaling from the upper chest, 2 part into the ribs, and then the final exhale, squeezing all the breath out the lower belly. So continue that on your own, breaking it up into 3 parts. Spend another 30 seconds or so just breathing in this way. It's very grounding. Sets a nice tone for the practice today. Good. And then let's transition into a fallen tree pose, which just means you're just going to lie back, stay on your back, and then bring the right foot towards the inner left thigh, and just allow your right knee to drop off to the side. Now, if you feel really tight in your inner thighs and hips, you can place a block or a little blanket, rolled up blanket, underneath your outer right knee, and to give yourself a little more support if needed. And then we're going to breathe diaphragmatically, so breathing in fully from your ribs and your belly and expanding out and up all the way to the head. And then exhale, reversing that and gently squeezing the navel towards the spine. So just continue that diaphragmatic breathing. And what I've learned about the diaphragm is that it's the most important muscle in the body, second to the heart. There's studies that support the connection to the brain and our emotions just by this diaphragm, this muscle. And the way we breathe is so important. So we'll just take 2 more rounds of that diaphragmatic breath. It's just basic breath. And then we will assist your right knee back up to center. And then interlace your hands right behind your right thigh. Extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Create a nice bend in your knee if you need to. You could also place the left foot onto the floor if that feels a little bit more soft and easy for you. So there's lots of places to be. Just taking a few moments, breathe into the back of that leg. And then let's release that leg all the way down to the floor. And then let's take that fallen tree on the other side. So slide your left foot towards the inner right thigh. And give that leg support if you need to. And we'll follow this diaphragmatic breath here, just a few rounds. Notice how different this side might feel compared to the other side. Good, and let's take that knee assisted if you need to, just help it back up to the center. And then extend your leg, interlace the hands behind the thigh with a bent knee or straight leg. You could also modify further and place the right foot on the mat. Relax your shoulders and make sure that the tongue is just relaxing back in your mouth so you have no jaw tension. And then let's release that leg all the way down next to the right one. And then inhale, sweep the arms up above your head and then interlace the hands for steeple pose. Extend through your pointer fingers. Flex your feet, firm your legs, and reach long through the arms. And stay here and take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, complete the exhale. Squeeze the navel towards the spine. Stay empty and pull the belly in further. Massaging your organs. And then let's release the arms out to the side and all the way down. Bend up the right knee. Interlace the fingers 2 inches below your right knee. And start to circle through your right ankle. Nice and slow. This class will be very nourishing for our joints today. And nourishing for our nervous systems. Take a few circles the other way if you didn't already. And then relax the ankle, and now let's move into the right hip and right thigh. Just nice, easy circles. One direction, and then reverse it when it feels right. Nice, and then let's just pause in the center, squeeze down into the hip, relax your shoulders. And then take the right knee out to the side. So take your right hand right in front of your right knee and just pull that thigh over towards the right armpit. Reach the left arm out to the side and just let your leg hang in that right hand. So you really get into the inner thighs a little bit more here. And then let's bring that right leg up and over to the left. Go into a twist. Reach the right arm out long, stretching through the fingertips, keeping your right shoulder down. And we're releasing any energy or any tension that's accumulated from sleeping in the back. And then let's take that into a flow. So we'll come back up through center. Take your right knee, right thigh all the way out to the right as you reach the left arm out to the left. And then up and over into your twist. And just take that flow a few times on your own. Inhaling brings you to the center, and the exhale brings you into the stretch. And stay with your breath here. We're just knocking the rust off the body. Even the events of yesterday, right? Just getting it off of our body so we can start new and fresh. Let's go one more time. And then when you're complete with that round, let's grab our straps and loop it around the right instep of your right foot. Relax those shoulder heads back, neck is neutral. You can always modify this and place the left foot onto the mat as well, just to keep it a little softer if needed. Otherwise, extend through the heels of your feet. Keep your legs firm as if you were standing on them. And start to point and flex the right foot. Point and flex. We're waking up the whole back line of that right leg, ankle. And now keep your foot flexed and take the leg slightly forward in front of you and then pull it back close to you. So taking that forward and back movement a few times. And then just finding your maximum hold, your maximum stretch for 3 breaths. nice. And let's take that right leg all the way out to the right and left arm all the way out to the left. And do your best to anchor yourself in the left side by flexing the left foot, firm the muscles around the left leg, and that will help keep you anchored in that side. And then on your next in-breath, bring your leg back up through the center. Switch the hand into the left, strap in the left hand. And then start to cross the body. Reach the right arm out to the right and look towards the right fingertips to keep your right shoulder down. We'll take one final breath there. Really nice stretch for the outer hip and low back. And then gently make your way back up. Release the strap. And just squeeze that knee back into your chest for one full breath, stimulating digestion. And then release the right leg up and slowly lower that right leg down towards the left one. And let's go back to steeple mudra. Lift the arms above your head, interlace the hands, and extend through the pointer fingers. Breathe in deeply, full lungs. Exhale completely, and at the end of that exhale, pull the navel back more to massage the organs. Release the arms out to the side, slowly lower the arms down alongside the body, and then bend up the left knee. Interlace your fingers 2 inches below the left knee. Squeeze into the left hip and start to circle through that left ankle 4 or 5 times one direction and then reverse it. Maybe getting some noise out of the ankle. That's air that accumulates in the joints. So it's good to release that. And then relax the ankle and now move into the left hip. Gentle circles, one direction and then the other. Very nice. And pause in the middle, squeeze into the hip. And now take the left hand in front of your left knee. Release the right arm out to the side and let that left leg just come out to the side. Hang in that left hand. Relax the leg. Good, and then up and over into your twist. Take your left knee over the body, reach the left arm out and look towards the left fingertips so you keep your left shoulder down. Breathe there. Take the time to let go of the tension in the back and the hips. And then we will flow with that. Inhale brings the leg back to center. Take your left hand to your left knee, bring it out to the left, right arm out to the right as you exhale. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. And find your own flow with that, just a few more times. And the further you reach away from the body with your legs and your arms, the more stretch you're going to feel, the more opening. And let's go one more round.
And then when you're complete with that, we'll take the strap to your left instep. And then once you're there, start to point and flex your foot. And then find that flexed foot, and then allow that leg to move away from you just a little, and then come back into the stretch. So forward and back, just touching on that stretching sensation a few times. And then pause at your maximum stretch, just where you feel a nice sensation in the back of that leg. Nothing too strong. Nothing that makes you make a funny face or stop breathing. I should say constrict the breath. We want the breath to be fluid. Let's take the strap now into the left hand, right arm reaches to the right, left leg out to the left. Flex both feet. And stay with your breath. Remember your diaphragmatic breathing here. Let's take one more breath. And then we'll bring that leg back up through center with conscious movement. And then bring that leg out to the right, crossing the body, reaching out to the left arm. And again, finding that deep belly breath. Let's take one more breath here. And then gently, with awareness, bring your leg back up to the center. And then we'll release that leg all the way down slowly next to the right one. And let's bend at both knees and place the soles of the feet towards the width of your mat. And let your knees just drop in towards each other. And just take a few moments there. It should feel good. It's widening and opening the low back. And now lift your toes so that you're on the heels of your feet, and allow the knees to drop over to the right. And then come back to center and allow the knees to drop over to the left. So you're just kind of swiveling on your heels, letting the knees move side to side. And the next time your knees are to the right, let's stay there. And take the right foot and place it on top of the outer left knee. And just apply a little bit of weight there to stretch your thigh. You could reach the left arm away from the body for a little bit more stretch sensation. Nice, and let's release the right foot back to the floor, and then take the knees up and over to the left. And now place in the left foot on top of the right knee, right thigh, and use that as a weight. Reaching the right arm out for more stretch. and then release. And then just hug both knees into your chest. Take a moment to massage your low back, rocking side to side. And then let's just find the fetal position on one side. Doesn't matter which, just find your way onto your side. Use your bottom arm as a pillow to support your neck. And just take a moment there, relax. And then we will gently push ourselves up to a seated position. And taking a blanket or whatever you would like to support your hips here so that it supports a nice long spine. We're going to be in Sukhasana here, one foot in front of the other. And you want your heels to line up with the center of your body. And this is where it's nice to bring in some added help if you have trouble sitting here with a long spine. We'll take some seated cat-cows, which is really nice. So on the inhale, we're going to lift the chest and lift your face up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, drop back, chin to the chest, rounding the spine, navel towards the spine. Follow your own breath pattern here, inhaling as you open the chest, looking up, and then exhale, rounding, shifting slightly back. Let's just take a few more of these. Really getting the shoulders to flush all of the accumulated stress there. Let's do one more round. Good, and then find a nice neutral spine and take your hands forward and start to fold all the way or a little. So some of us might not be able to go down as far, and that's okay. Just go down as far where you can feel a nice stretch in your hip. The foot that's in front is probably the hip that you're gonna feel. Gently walking back up. And that foot that's in front, we're going to stirrup grip the foot. So interlace the hands underneath the foot. And then just go for a little straighter leg. You can lift it up in front of you. Just try not to round the spine. So bend the knee as much as you need to. And then just lift the chest. That really is more of the focus, is lifting through the spine. And your knee can be generously bent here if you're tight. Nice, and then rebend. Place the foot back into Sukhasana. And then we're just gonna widen the legs for a moment, just to get the blood to rush back in the legs. And go ahead and pump out your knees a little bit. And then we'll do the opposite leg. So probably, if you're a woman, your right foot will be in close to the body, generally speaking. This is not our go-to. Normally our left foot is close to the body. But whichever one, you need to switch it up. It should feel kind of funny because it's not your go-to. And then we'll do another round of cat-cow. So inhale, lifting. And exhale, rounding. Inhale as you open the chest and the throat. And exhale, rounding and squeezing the chin towards the throat. Navel towards the spine. Take a couple more on your own. Using the breath as a guide. Then we'll find that nice long spine again and take a gentle fold. Maybe a little, and maybe this is your tight side, so maybe you won't go down as far. Whatever it
as it is. Very nice, and then we'll make our way back up. And now we'll go ahead and go into that stirrup grip on this side, so you can take your hands underneath your foot. You could also use a strap here. And then just go for a little straighter leg, or maybe it's a lot straighter, but just make sure your spine is not rounding. Lift your heart, shoulders drop back. Good, and make sure you haven't stopped breathing. And then release. Good, let's take another wide-legged stance here. Just let the knees pump out a little bit. And then we'll just start to walk a little bit forward. Or if you're really tight, you guys, you can just place the hands back behind you and flex your feet, firm your legs. That might be enough. If you need more, start to walk out. Keep your legs firm. The muscles are hugging the bones on your legs so that you support your joints. Good, and then let's walk back up, very gentle. And then slide the soles of the feet together for diamond shape pose here. So let your feet just come out in front of you a little bit. Take the hands wherever they land, on the legs, on the ankles. And then we're just gonna circle in the hips here. Circle around, yeah. And then go the other way. Good, and then coming back up through center. Let's close the knees. Wrap the arms around the front of your legs here. Let the forehead come towards your knees. And you should feel a nice stretch on the whole back line of the body there, of the back especially. Okay, very nice. Let's transition into tabletop position now. You can use the blanket to cushion the knees. I have been liking that lately, so I'm going to use my blanket. And then let's come into tabletop and we'll do some cat-cows the normal way. So knees underneath your seat, hands are spread and anchored underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift up across your chest. And then exhale, rounding. Take a few of these. Find our child's pose. You can open the knees a little wider if you'd like. Bring your hips back towards your heels. Stretch the arms forward towards the front of your mat. And then with all that length, let's walk over to the right. And stretch a little longer through the left arm. For another cat-cow variation, I just love this. We're going to stay to the right. Make sure the hands are shoulder width apart. And then as you inhale, we're going to inhale up to the right and lift up into cow pose. And then as you exhale, round and pull that left hip back towards your left heel. Keeping your left hand there, you're going to feel a great deal of stretch in the left side body. Let's do that a few times, inhaling up to cow pose to the right. Exhale, round, cat pose, hips towards your heels. I love this one. We'll do two more. And this really helps to open up our diaphragm so we can breathe more efficiently. And last one. walk back through center. And let's take the hands now, walk them over to the left, keeping your arms long and shoulder distance apart. Take a moment to feel that right side of your body stretching, and then start your breath and end the movement as you inhale up to cow pose, lift your chest, and then exhale round to cat and pull that right hip back towards your right heel. Continue a few rounds on your own and enjoy it. It actually feels amazing. And then we have one more here. It's a really nice way to nourish the spine and the mind. All right, let's come back through center. Come on up into tabletop, hands and knees. Bring the knees back underneath your sit bones and stretch the ball of your right foot back. So you're gonna be planted on the mat with your straight leg. Press through the heel of the right foot and then roll to the toes. And maybe your shoulders shift a little bit over your wrists. Press back through the heel and roll to the toes, getting a nice stretch in the whole ankle, toes. One more time. Good, and then let's spin that back right foot down for a modified Vashisthasana, side plank. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling, and you're stacking your shoulders, opening across your chest. And then turning the palm to face over the head and stretch that arm right over the ear, feeling that right side stretch. So I apologize, I'm going to be turning my back on you, but we're going to turn that bottom foot, the knee that you're standing on, turn the foot to face backwards a little bit, and then press down and use your core strength to pop up. So now your right leg, I believe, yes, right leg is anchored right along to the side. And you want your toes and your knee to be somewhat in line. Reach the arms up above your head, steeple pose. Stretch up. And take a little side bend to your right leg, so you're opening up that left side.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, really, Siri? Right, and then let's come back to center, and then just cartwheel the arms back down. And then straighten out that back, this bent leg, left leg. Lift the right leg up, and bring your knee to the nose, rounding. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, bring it in. And one more like that. And bring it in, good. And now stretch that leg back. And now spinal balance. This is for you, Deborah. Draw the navel up, ribs up, and then start to lift and lengthen the left arm forward. So Deborah and I were talking about how this looks like an easy pose, but it's actually pretty challenging, and it's really good core strengthening. So if you fall, it's okay, but try to hug everything in towards the midline, and that will help to stabilize. One more breath. And then just set everything down. Very nice. Let's take a little circles with our hips. And then go the other way. And then let's lower all the way down onto your belly. And bring your arms out in front of you for Sphinx pose. So we're just going to drop a little back bend here. About 3 breaths or so. You know, you can't see your feet, but try to get a sense of them as you stretch back through your toes, keeping the legs active. And then lift the chest a little bit more. Good, and then let's go ahead and lower yourself all the way down. Slide the hands under the shoulders and push yourself back to child's pose. And just take a couple centering breaths there. Nice, and let's come on up into table. And then we'll take that on the other side. Okay, so left foot back, ball of the foot. Press back through the heel. Get that nice calf stretch. And then roll into the toes. Get your toes to stretch. Go back and forth. And then the next time, keep it back, press back. Spin your foot down so now it's anchored. Make sure that right hand is directly underneath your right shoulder, and then take your left arm up for modified Vashisthasana side plank. Stretch the arm over the ear for a bigger stretch on the side. And then just for like a little kickstand, actually, that bottom leg, you want the bottom half of the leg to face back so it's in line with your knee. And then use your core strength. Push to come up. Woo, good job. Interlace the hands above the head. Stretch up, steeple. And do make sure that the knee is as much in line with the toes as you can eyeball that. Stretch up through the fingers and then take a little side bend towards that left extended leg. It's a really good side stretch. Good, coming back to center, and then just windmill the arms down. And then get that right leg back straight again. Lift the left leg up, and then knee to the nose. Exhale. Inhaling back. Exhaling in. Good. Where you going, China? One more time. And then stretch the left leg back. Now make sure you draw the ribs in, and then lift and lengthen the right arm forward. You will feel so much more stable if you draw those ribs in towards the back of the body. Hold here. Draw everything to the midline. One more breath. Very nice, and then set everything down. Nice. Let's go back to those hip circles because they feel so good. Let out a nice sigh. And then let's lower down again, all the way down to your belly. And then we'll do a little cobra. So let's slide the fingers back so they're in line with the center of your chest. Please don't make this a push-up. This is more about the back and legs. So don't worry if you don't go up very high, okay? Let's inhale and wrap those elbows in as you lift the chest. Neck is long, shoulders relaxed. And then lower down gently with control. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Gotta keep your back strong. And then lower down. Good. This time, place the hands underneath your forehead. So just stack your hands. And then bend up the knees and windshield wiper your legs or circle the legs in big circle motion. And then go the other direction. Good, and then just keep your right foot there, keep your right knee bent, extend your left leg down, and reach back with your right hand for those right toes. Gently pull the heel towards your glutes as you press your pelvis down. Now that's important. If your butt's lifting up, that's an escape pocket. You won't feel the stretch. So press your pelvis down and then pull the heel in. You should get a nice stretch there in the quad. And if you feel this in your knee, I'm sorry, just don't even hold the foot. Just bend the knee and just move in that direction. Good. And let's gently release that leg. And then stack your hands back underneath your forehead. Bend up the left knee and reach back for the left toes. And just gently pull in as you press the hips down. Very nice. And then release. Good. We're going to go back to the right leg. So go back, bend the right knee, grab the toes. And you can stay there for a second round of quad stretching, or you can stretch the left arm above your head, palm facing to the right, thumb facing up, and start to kick into the hand and lift the arm, lift the chest, and lift the leg. Lift everything you can up off the floor. You got to kick to come up. And then release down. Very nice. We'll switch sides. And again, you can just stay with the second round of stretching or go for that Arda bow. It's a half bow. Kick to come up. Good. And then release. Nice. Let's come back into child's pose. Maybe wiggle your hips around a little bit. And then let's take our first down dog, but I'd like to offer a short, fat dog. Okay, it's actually a little more accessible. So instead of being so wide, just come in a little closer. Take your feet out wider. Take your hands out wider. But walk your feet in a little closer. Press the heels down. You can always bend your knees. Press into the arms, chest towards your thighs. So it's kind of a nice variation of down dog. It's like the little doggy after Thanksgiving. He's a little rounder. Good, and let's walk back towards your feet. And let your head just hang, maybe shake it out a little bit. And then either you're taking a malasana, so let your hips come all the way down, hands to the heart, or a variation, maybe a modification. Elbows on the inside of your knees or hands on the inside of your knees and just push out. So find what's best for you in this moment. Good, and then we'll take the hands down, gently lift the hips up. Walk your feet in so they're hip distance. Bend your knees or straighten them and just relax here in a forward fold. And now Ardha Uttanasana. Slide the hands to the shins. Lift and lengthen through the crown of your head. Nice flat back here. And then exhale as you fold down. Hands on the hips, and we'll press down to come up with a nice flat back. And relax the arms. Good. Let's inhale and sweep the arms up. Take a little bit of a back bend there if you'd like. And then exhale, diving down, forward folds. Just following your breath. Ardha Uttanasana, lift and lengthen through the crown of your head on the inhale. Exhale and fold. hips again, or sweep the arms out to the side and come all the way up. A little back bend if you like. And hands to the heart center as you exhale. Let's take one more round like that. Half vinyasa. Inhale up, back bend or not. Exhale down. Straight legs or bent. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Rising all the way. Inhale. And hands to the heart. Exhale. And then we'll transition into tree. So shift the weight to your right leg. Spin your left knee out to the side. So you can either slide the foot up high into the upper inner thigh or right below the knee. So just as a reminder, you don't want to put pressure on your knee. So commit to above or below. And this is fall, so you may find yourself moving in the wind, right? So allow yourself to move. And this is to ensure that we stay balanced and stable through the season, through even challenging times. And then if you fall, just keep coming back, you know, fall 10 times, keep coming back. And then we'll all release, hands to the heart. Take a moment to just reestablish your breath and feeling grounded through your feet. So I think in a lot of ways that's what yoga is about. It's about making things challenging in your practice in some ways, so that you learn to stay calm, so you learn to stay with your breath and stay present during difficult times when you're off your mat. All right, let's see how the other side is. Let's shift the weight to the left leg. And then find your balance, find your tree pose. Feeling that cool breeze and the autumn wind. And you may even actually make some wind here. So we'll go ahead and sway a little side to side, purposely trying to throw yourself off. I think you'll be amazed on how well you can hold your balance in a lot of movement. Good. You still have some time, so if you fall, it's okay, come back. So you can end on a good note. 3, 2, and 1, and release. Good. Let that go. Right. Bring the hands back into the heart center. And we're going to bring in some Egyptian shoulder stretches. This is also one of my favorites right now. So bring the hands to the heart, and I'll face you. And so the way to do this, and this is kind of the easy way to show this. Okay, hands to the heart. Let your right hand slide down the left and press out. And then palm face up on the left and reach out. Yeah, that's it. And then you're going to come back to the hands to the heart. And then the left side, break away and press out as you reach out through the right. Very good. And then back again, hands to the heart, and you'll find a little dance here. Right hand breaks away, left hand reaches up. Good, and then coming back, break away, reach out. And we'll Just do this a couple more times. Once you get familiar with this, it actually feels really cool. It's really nice in the shoulders and the neck. And we'll do one more to both sides. Good, you guys got this. Reaching out. Oh, it's nice in the neck too. Awesome. And then bring the hands to the heart. Notice how that felt. And then clasp the hands behind you. Interlace the hands. Stretch the arms back. Just give yourself a nice shoulder and chest stretch. And then we're going to bend the knees. So let's have you bring your feet hip distance apart. I think you're more stable that way. Bend your knees a lot and place your belly, your ribs on your thighs. Start to lift the arms up to your own degree. And now bend your left knee deeper. Start to straighten the right. And spin your chest open to the right, maybe looking up beyond your right shoulder. And then coming back through center, and we'll do the same thing other side. Open up to the left, looking beyond the shoulder. And then one more time to the right. And one more time to the left. Good, and then release back to center. Let the arms come down. And take a nice deep breath. And then let's walk the hands back out into plank. Step your legs back. And let's come down to the forearms here. So we're in a forearm plank just briefly. And then I'm going to start walking my feet in for dolphin. So walk your feet in towards the elbows. And then pressing your chest between your arms. So it is a pretty strong pose, pretty strong for the shoulders. If you don't want to do it, you can just stay in down dog or in a low plank. But if you're with me, squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Keep that. Push your chest between your arms towards your thighs. Such a good shoulder stretch. And shoulder strengthener. All right, very good. Let's lower to the knees. Take a child's pose, but this time bring the arms alongside the body and just let the shoulders roll forward. That's pretty strong on the shoulders, so I find this to be really nice to follow that. Very good. Start to crawl the arms back forward again. And then let's inhale up into table, and let's step the right foot up in between your hands. And this is where you can bring your blocks in. In fact, I highly recommend using the blocks for this one. Let's go ahead and sink the hips down as you lift up across your chest. And then curl your back, left toes under, lift up the thigh, and move towards a straighter right leg as you press the left heel back. It may not touch the floor, it's okay, just feel the stretch. And then as you inhale, rebend the right knee, but keep your left leg lifted, lift your chest. And then exhale, fold towards that right leg. Again, inhaling to a high lunge. And exhale to pyramid. Let's do that once more. On the inhale, lift. And on the exhale, straighten and hold here. If you'd like, you can step that left foot in just a little bit. Anchor the left heel. Wrap your right hip back and in so your sacrum is level. And then start to fold down or stay lifted if you're feeling tight. So we'll hold this one for a couple breaths. Just to get into that whole back line of the body there.
good. So you can start to shimmy that left leg back a little bit, rebend into the right knee. Take your left knee down and then place the right knee back underneath your seat. Let's use the blocks here to come into a supported puppy pose. So place the forearms, or excuse me, your elbows rather, on your blocks. Bring the palms together. Walk your knees back a little bit. Keep the hips in line with your knees and your thighs as you melt the heart and armpits down. Your forehead may find the floor, it may not. But energetically squeeze your elbows in a little bit so you don't just dump into your shoulder girdle. You want to keep some integrity. Very nice. Let's start to make our way out of that real carefully. You can place the hands on the blocks and round the spine through cat pose. Coming back to neutral, and now we'll step the left leg forward. Hands on blocks. Once you're there, curl your back right toes under, lift up the thigh, and start to move towards a little straighter left leg, pressing the right heel back. Inhale, rebend left knee, high lunge, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten and fold. Take that on your own. Enjoy the ride. You're riding your breath. Let's take one more round and really try to pull that breath down deeper into the lower lobes of your lungs. And then we will hold our pyramid. You can step your foot in a little bit to anchor your feet. And then folding down to your own degree and breathing for 5 breaths. Very good. Step or slide the right foot back a little further. Rebend the left knee safely and then place the right knee down. Take the left knee back underneath your seat and then stand on the knees and bring the hands on the small of your back for a little Ustrasana, camel pose. Lift up across your chest, squeeze the elbows in and start to press the hips forward. Lift the chest up. And take your head back. Very nice. And then come back. Let's sit on, I'm going to face you because I don't want to confuse you. Probably already did that today. So sitting back on the heels just for a moment, we're going to shift our hips off of our heels over to the left. We're going to bring in another autumnal theme here. We're going to bring in a cozy sweater. Okay, so here you are on your left hip. And then bring in your, get the rights and lefts right, Sheree. Left on top of the right elbow. And just reach around and hug yourself. And then just start to lean a little bit over to the right as you push your left ribs out to the left. And you can let that right ear come in towards the right shoulder. Yeah. So feeling that nice side stretch. You could also take this into a scarf.
Wrap the arms around and maybe touch the palms into this eagle shape. But we're gonna call it the scarf pose today. You can also stay in the cozy sweater, another breath. What happened? And then we'll gently release. Oh, that's such a big side stretch. And let's just shift the hips up and over to the other side. And then you'll find that one side is definitely more open than the other. You may have to split your knees a little bit more for stability. That helps me a lot. And then you'll put the opposite arm on top. I believe it's now the right one on top. And reach for opposite shoulder blades, a cozy sweater. I sometimes have to figure out which one feels the best, so you have to just play with it, see which one gives you the most stretch in the right ribs. You can let that left ear come down towards the left shoulder. Oh, so for me, this is where I've been getting the most locked up lately, is right in the shoulder blade area, and this really gets it. It feels really good. You could take the scarf pose, aka eagle arms, or just stay in your cozy sweater pose. How do you like my autumn theme, you guys? Thanks for playing along. Good. My husband's laughing at me. Yeah. All right, and then let's release out of that. Oh my gosh. Either way, however you look at it, that's a great stretch. All right, let's take a seat and bring your legs out in front of you. Shake out the knees. What should we call this one? So we'll keep it to staff pose. Sit on top of your hips, your sit bones, and reach the arms up. Start to move towards those legs. And as soon as you round the spine, that's an indication where you should stop and breathe. Use your legs more, your upper body less. And you can hold on to your feet if it's available, or even grab a strap to help you out. So lots of places to be, lots of variations on this one. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. And then very gently making your way up. Good. Scooch a little forward. And then let's come down onto your back. Slide the heels in closer to your seat. And then let's do some dynamic bridge flowing just to move through each vertebra. So if you're ready, we're going to lift the hips, lift the arms up and above the head. Keep lifting the hips up as you reach back. And then as you exhale, placing one vertebra down, top to bottom, and bringing the arms down simultaneously. Everything lands together. Let's try that a few times. Inhale brings you up. And exhale brings you down. Stay with that, a couple more rounds. And we're trying to bathe each vertebra with our breath. And last one. Very good. And then a couple options here. You all, if you want, you can go into a bridge and hold it for a few breaths. Or you
can take your hands by your shoulders and go into a full wheel, or you can place the block underneath your hips and just relax in a supported bridge. So I'm gonna let you decide what's gonna feel the best for you. It's always nice to have some options. So the qualities of autumn are cold, dry, rough, mobile. So this can show up also in our constitution, in our bodies, and in our mind. We get cold, we get dry. You find that in your skin and your hair, maybe even dryness in the eyes. And we also deal with a little bit more digestive issues, drier stools, and also, gas and bloating. That's that excess air in the body. So practices like this that are more nourishing really shows up in the way we feel more grounded. We might even be prone towards anxiety, so this is also really good to bring in more grounding practices. And you guys know me, I gotta bring in the food. This is a good time to start avoiding more of the drier foods, the rougher foods, cold foods like salad, like raw, and favor more warm and slightly cooked and nourishing, more oily, grounding foods. Okay, wherever you are, we'll bring our blocks underneath our hips for supported bridge. If you're already there, you can enjoy it a little bit longer. And then you can take your legs up towards the ceiling for a supported shoulder stand. So very grounding. I found some really funny little quotes that I have to share with you guys while you are enjoying your inversion. You'll get a kick out of it. I always find it funny how we're telling Alexa to do everything for us, right? Those of you who have Alexa. Alexa, turn on the light. Alexa, shut the light off. Open the door. I mean, Alexa, bake me pumpkin donuts and tell me I'm skinny. Oh, anyway, I thought it was funny. Fall is my second favorite F word. Food is my first. That's my favorite. Okay, you guys, you can go ahead and take your feet down onto the floor. Lift your hips up, slide the block out, and come into happy baby pose. I really like that about Alexa though, You kind of wish she could bake you some cookies. And here's one a little bit more serious, and I think very beautiful. Autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. This is the time of year that we can be a little more introspective and take with us to the next season what's been working for us and what isn't. And then finish up with a final twist, your favorite twist, whatever that may be for you. Maybe you want eagle legs and do a twist that way, crossing at the knees really tightly, like that. Or you can just do like we started, with one leg on top of the knee for a little more thigh stretch, or knees together. Just explore it. And then making sure you give yourself both sides. I'll give you some time here. As you're ready, start to transition into your Shavasana, using all the tools that you need to make your resting pose more comfortable.
want to, today's a big share day for me, I guess. So while you are all resting there in your Shavasana and we're still together in our practice, I have a really nice harvest poem to share with you. So get comfortable. It's story time. Harvest. As the days shrink and the nights invade the space where they should be, I will reach back to the heart of summer and bring cradle to my heart a single solstice sunbeam. I will grow it, nurture it, feed it with candles and fragrant oils with tropical flowers. Yoga, stretch it and clothe it in color until in the depths of winter's ink-black gaze, I reach my arms wide, laugh aloud, and with the power of equatorial days, blaze, my spirit bright, defy the night, and with spring in my heart and summer in my belly, remove the season's bushel and shine my light. It has grown fat and blooms happy and will bear me all the way to dandelions and daisy chains. Before the days shrink too far into the night, I will harvest the light. That's pretty, huh? All right, you all. Thank you for joining me on this kind of autumn theme class today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for letting me play. Thanks for playing along. And I wish you guys a really nice weekend.